time. We've got some biscuits which are on a buy one get one free. Those are best before 5 months' time. So you could buy one packet, stick the other in the cupboard and enjoy it in the autumn.
You have willpower of steel if you're able to leave chocolate biscuits in your cupboard for 5 months. I have never been able to leave them in there longer than a week.
Morrisons are also really clever on the placement of products. The treats aren't just at the end of the junk food aisles, but at the end of the fruit and veg aisles, the meat aisles, even the household cleaning aisles.
We're not going to try and do more healthy offers and cut back on these lovely little tables full of junk.
We sell 6% more fresh fruit and vegetables than any of our competitors given our market share.
That's brilliant. That's really. I mean, do you know how much in percentage you sell of junk food though as well? Whether you serve more?
I haven't got that figure to hand.
But 2/3 of us are going to be obese in the future, and 70% of the food that we consume in the UK comes from supermarkets. You have a responsibility here, don't you think?
Well, let's remember that people's weight, it is a combination of their diet, what and how they eat it, and their responsibility is to come and choose healthy products and to enjoy a healthy, balanced diet.
I see. So you spread them throughout the store, so at least they'll walk to them and they burn off some calories before they eat the crisps. Is that it?
I think, Becca, you're trying to have a little bit of fun. As you know, there is an equation of calories in and calories out. So yes, exercise is a very important part of people having a healthy lifestyle, but clearly we'd love people to walk around our stores as much as they like, but our responsibility, as I say, is to allow people to buy fresh food at affordable prices.
Ah, the Morrisons mantra. And Richard seemed quite taken with it.
Our responsibility is to offer that range of fresh food at affordable prices, a fabulous range of fresh food at affordable prices, and we pride ourselves in having that fresh food which is affordable, fresh fruit and vegetables at a very affordable price, and eat a healthy, balanced diet. And that could include some crisps and chocolate biscuits as well.
I stand in those aisles and I just don't have the willpower not to reach for the chocolate bar.
Well, that's your responsibility.
Ah yes, my responsibility. But with all their crap offers, you could argue they have a hand in making us fat. So I brought along a few suggestions for a new range of fat-friendly products.
This. Can you guess what this is?
Surprise me.
Do you want to have a guess what this is? Any thoughts?
I don't think I want to guess what you do with that.
Imagine you've got a big belly and you want to do your trousers up. So you want to do the zip. You hook it, it's a little bit like a fairground game, and you zip it up. Oh, it's done.
He wasn't overly impressed with the zip-up, mate.
Do you want to hazard a guess at what this is? And then
Please enlighten us.
you put a bit of tissue in there, close it down, it's all hooked. The bottom buddy has arrived. Wipe, dispose, don't have to touch it again. It's all clean, you're clean, ready to go.
Excellent. Well, we hope you have a fantastic retail career. As I say, we're going to stick to selling great fresh food at affordable prices.
But don't worry, fresh food at affordable prices doesn't have to mean healthy. Why eat 2 fresh cream donuts when you can have 3 and wash that down with a half-price fresh strawberry milkshake?
Of course, there are people out there who genuinely don't want us to be fat, like the British Heart Foundation. Their recipe book is a real bundle of fun.
Avoid sweet and sour dishes. Resist garlic bread.
Must resist.
Don't have prawn crackers. Oh, that's so sad.
Hello. Hi.
But seeing as I was blaming people for obesity, I thought the British Heart Foundation might also like to have a go. I met up with Victoria Taylor, their senior dietitian, and Peter Hollins, their chief exec.
You wouldn't say that there's any sort of finger pointing to the food industry or the government. Is there anyone that you have a particular bugbear with?
And one of our particular concerns as the British Heart Foundation is that the food industry is continuing to promote, particularly to kids, some pretty unhealthy products which are making the whole problem a lot worse. What we're accusing them of is that the claims that they're making for their products are in many cases completely misleading. My sort of personal horror is a product called Nesquik's Magic Straws.
Whoa, told you, magic.
Nesquik Magic Straws, magically changing the taste of milk.
Hey!
And these are promoted as a way of getting children to finish up their breakfast milk. Milk's good for you, calcium. These things are actually very nearly 60% sugar. And there's just no case whatever for feeding a child anything like that.
So something like this, for example, it looks very sort of childlike packaging, you know, using a cartoon character, but actually they're using an adult's GDA to give the information on the pack. So for a child, some of these would actually be a greater proportion of their GDA if you were using that.
The sad reality is that quite a lot of less healthy products are indeed very cheap because, you know, sugar and salt and things like that are pretty cheap.
We're talking about refined sugar here, not the stuff that comes from fruit. I was pretty shocked at just how bad some people say it is for you, especially for those small, noisy people called children. And even if you're not fat, you should be worried. The list just went on and on until... Yes, I was on the track of something really big. So it's been quite difficult to try and get anyone to talk to me about the sugar industry, about how much sugar we're actually eating. And I found this guy who's like the sugar expert, the sugar daddy. Hope he's sweet. The sugar industry is so powerful that we have to keep the sugar daddy's identity a secret. Nah, just kidding. So what's our recommended daily allowance of sugar?
60 grams a day of refined sugars.
The sugar daddy is Professor Jack Winkler, Director of Nutritional Policy at London Metropolitan University.
However, the food industry has developed an unofficial target, 90 grams a day. And that is what they put on the label in the guideline dietary amounts.
And here's how it works. 60 grams is the recommended daily allowance for refined sugar. Then on top of this, you're allowed 30 grams of unrefined sugar, which you get in things like fruit and milk. But manufacturers like to add these two together to make 90 grams. So when a product contains 30 grams of refined sugar, it's described as providing a third of your daily allowance. Not bad. Except it's really providing half of your daily allowance. Cunning, eh?
It's a dodge that deceives the consumer.
So if sugar's not that good for us, why is it crammed in all of our products?
Food manufacturers are extremely price sensitive about their ingredients. The European Union cut the support price of sugar by 36%. And when sugar becomes suddenly 36% cheaper, they're going to use more of it. Not just for sweetening, but it's a cheap bulking agent, for example, that adds texture to foods. By cutting the price, what it means is that in future, food manufacturers will put more sugar into foods, even ones that aren't apparently sweet.
I can't believe they can get away with that. I have no idea how much sugar I actually eat, especially now that I'm supposed to be eating 30 grams less than I thought I was. This was disturbing. Was it possible that I was exercising like a maniac to work off grams of sugar planted in my food as a cheap way to bulk it out? I needed to know how much sugar I was eating. I took a day's ration to my secret laboratory. We should only be having 60 grams of refined sugar. I don't eat that much sugar. I'd be high as a kite if I ate that much sugar. I usually start the day with a healthy cereal. This has 17 grams of sugar in a 40-gram serving. I have double. That's 34 grams of sugar, which is over half my daily allowance of sugar. Primary juice, because I think that's healthy, 5.5 grams of sugar. So then it's like 11 o'clock. Sugars per bar, 10.9 grams. It's lunchtime, which is beans on toast today. 24.8 grams of sugar just in the beans. In the bread, each slice is 1.5 grams. 4 o'clock, hungry, 10.9 grams of sugar. And tonight, I'm having free-range skinless chicken breasts, brown rice, and kung pao sauce. Yummy. Chicken doesn't have anything in. Brown rice is fine. I'll have 200 grams of this. 38.6 grams of sugar? Ooh, that's just ridiculous. Fat-free yogurt. I reckon I'd have about a third. Whoa, 20.9 grams of sugar. Look at the flowers, and I'm fat-free, and yet I'm full of sugar. I eat 167 grams of sugar on a normal day. and you're only supposed to have 60 grams. Look at that. That is dreadful. That's nearly 3 times as much as I'm supposed to have. I'm eating healthy food, I thought. What's the point? What is the point? Just fuck it. It had never occurred to me that I had to look out for sugar in such healthy-sounding products. But was it helping make us fat? The Sugar Bureau. Causes of obesity. It's not saying anything about sugar. My research was leaving me confused. I'd stumbled across a website which said sugar didn't make you fat.
Well, it seems to be saying good stuff about obesity and weight loss, but it's saying that sugar can help. How can sugar help? It's got a lot of references.
Ooh, losing weight and keeping it off. Patient leaflet. The Sugar Bureau is an organisation which, amongst other things, gives dietary advice. They even provide leaflets for GPs to download and distribute. As well as recommending 5 portions of fruit and veg each day, they had some surprising suggestions.
Puddings, cakes, biscuits, cereal bars and confectionery all contain carbohydrate, but choose those with a lower fat content. Some lower fat examples are Arctic roll, rice pudding, currant buns, fig rolls, jelly beans, mince. Arctic roll? Isn't that like jam roly-poly, like sugar, sugar, sugar? Trifle?
The Sugar Bureau members included all big sugar manufacturers, so they must know an awful lot about sugar. Many people still mistakenly believe that sugar is fattening. Yep, that's me. I had to find out. I printed out the Sugar Bureau's diet leaflet and took it to nutritionist Charlotte Watts.
Does that look healthy to you?
Look, this is a traffic warden. She's saying it must be healthy. Do you think they're talking bollocks?
Well, I think, and this is the confusion, okay? Within this sentence, there is good and there is bad. Eat up to 3 snacks a day. Now, that can help blood sugar balance by stopping the lows that cause cravings. And choose fruit. Releases its sugars nice and slowly, keeps you sustained. But then you come to biscuits, confectionery, buns. This is stuff that's just giving you more sugar than you need for energy. If there's more sugar in the bloodstream going around than we need for energy, then our bodies can convert it to fat. And also, you're talking about, you know, increased risk of diabetes here. And that raised sugar in the bloodstream tends to lead to that apple-shaped obesity that people see before as a kind of pre-diabetic state. So the body will easily lay that sugar down as fat around the waist.
So basically, if we eat too much sugar, we will get fat.
If we eat more sugar than we need for energy, then the potential is that we could get fat, yeah.
So would it work as a diet?
I would be very surprised if it did. It goes against everything that I've learned nutritionally.
Who were the Sugar Bureau? I needed someone to spill the jelly beans. Where is he? Aubrey Shyam, Professor of Dental Public Health, offered to lift the lid. I arranged to meet him in a car park, because that's what you do when you have a conspiracy theory. Would you be able to tell me about the sugar industry?
The sugar lobby?
Is it the sugar lobby?
Yeah, well, the industry is one thing, and they fund the sugar lobby.
Right. So the sugar lobby is funded by the sugar industry. What is the sugar lobby?
The sugar lobby is, in this country, the Sugar Bureau, that most people in this country will think is just a standard organization in Britain and balanced, gives you balanced views.
So these groups and organisations that we think are impartial and telling us about sugar